Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
The bonus to the elder apostles, great millstone who were well. And salutation, much love, Yakim there, pushing out his word of truth, sincerity. For some great millstone Tampa, back with another live lesson, Lord, who will edify to the hopeful elect out there. And we're just going to go in the spirit like usual. But, we could just hit on the prophecies, start off with prophecies and just go. Because I was watching a little clip earlier on the little shorts. And this dude was pretty much going into the Fed now that's coming, the new instant payment that's going to come out in July, and pretty much that's going to replace Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, all that's about to be done away with. So now, like if you gonna go buy something online, it's gonna have to go. If you buy anything really, because they're moving towards digital currency. So, but right now when they first unroll it, it's gonna be any kind of online transaction. It's gonna go through the Fed now. So it's gonna be instant and then less fees. Well, what it is a tracking system really, and they'll be able to put a stop on it instantly if they see fit. That AI is gonna be able to say, all right, you can't buy this, all right, or put a limit to when you can buy it for that day. So even though they're presenting it as convenience, it's literally just leading to the market of peace. All right, so that's coming out in July 1st, I think it is. July 1st. That's when they're going to implement it. But that's not going to be the CBDC, But that's the first stage of it. That Fed Now program, or it's pretty much the middle because usually when you make a transaction, you got to go from your bank to another bank, then to the bank of the merchant. But now it's just gonna be instant Fed Now. That's why they call it Fed Now. And then even with soon PayPal is you're not gonna be able to use PayPal anymore. Cash App, all that's about to disappear very soon. And they might not do it the same day, but all that shit is gonna be put away because of the Fed Now. Which that's what it's called, the Fed Now. What's the term? Damn, I saw it earlier, but anyway, so we getting close to the hour of temptation, right? The stage is being set. All right, the contactless payment stations are set. Even gas pumps are already set up to read your chip in your hand. Whatever.
I want to open up with this is Isaiah chapter 28, and I'll start at verse 9 because it's gonna this precept is gonna go into how things are progressing. This is Isaiah 28:9. It says, "Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine?" Because when you read Habakkuk chapter 2, it talks about the vision is yet for an appointed time, but it doesn't just come to that time when the vision is supposed to speak, and then it just from night and day. Now these things are happening. Is a gradual progression that the Lord does to get to the main objective that He's going towards, which like brother's going into is the MOTB. So it says, "In whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast." And this is the point, verse 10. "For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little." So just as when we go into the breakdowns of the scriptures, is the same way that the Lord is breaking down the prophecies in real time. The Lord is going to do a little here, a little there, precept upon precept. These things happening upon the earth, then this happening and this happening, and that's what we've been seeing throughout the years. Okay, especially from the apostles, throughout the years that we've seen, that they've seen things progressing. We're not at the door of this thing being implemented. Okay. And they've got all their systems in place that they've been working on little by little, okay? Like the scripture said, line upon line, here a little, there a little. You're basically building upon something. And what Esau has been doing through his policies, all right, through his technological advances, he's been building up to get to that MOTB, which is nigh at the door.
And remember, the Fed Now is created by the Federal Reserve, so every bank's going to have to sign on to it. So they're not going to have to, or they're not going to have a choice whether they want to use the Fed Now program or not. This new system, they have to sign with it because guess what? They get their money from the Federal Reserve. So there's no if your bank's going to be down with it. They're going to be down with it. And we see it, like brother just read, we see it coming, man. But the ones that don't see it coming, like even though you got Jakes, they know the Israelite, that Jay that came up yesterday. He didn't know what the hell the mark of the beast was. He had no, yeah, he knew he was Israelite. He even knew the names of the Lord, but no clue about what the mark of the beast is and what's going. He even admitted he don't even watch the news, so he's not watching. So that's the difference between prophets of the Lord and people that know they're Israelites. We actually watching what's going on in the world because that's how you measure the times. You know, hey, it's a good thing. You know, he knew he was Israelite, but this dude had no idea what was coming. You know, laid up in the hotel. You know, clueless as hell. But what he said was he must be watching like ISUBK or something. One of them camps, because he said the mark was a what did he say? Your thoughts. Yeah.
That's why I made mention of that some people teach that when it says right hand, it talks about what you put your hands to do.
And that's what he
said.
said.
What he would say, because he didn't react. He didn't say nothing after I said that.
Yeah.
You know,
he knew that we knew. Yeah, exactly. He's like, damn, they got me.
Yep.
You finished on that?
Yeah, that was it on that. That was
Yeah, because he didn't even answer. Well, his answer, it was butchered, but when I asked him what thoughts keep you from buying at the grocery store, you know, that ain't gonna stop you from going to the grocery store. What your thoughts are, but that soon to come chip, it will.
I got this word that the brother had mentioned when you brothers were going into basically, you know, gradualism. All right, this is the word gradual from the etymology line. Yeah,
it's spirit.
It says gradual is adjective. It says having steps or ridges, a step climbed, a step towards something. Okay, it says a degree of something rising by stages. All right, and as the brother was going into, all right, this Fed Now program that they're getting ready to implement. All right, this is the next stages. All right, but before us entering into the MOTD system.
Spirit, because let me read this real quick. This is on FRBservices.org, the Federal Reserve.org. And this is, I'm just going to go straight to the point. There's a couple things I'll agree, but it says the Fed Now service will be deployed in phases. So it's progressively coming in phases, with the initial launch taking place in July 2023, and then it'll jump down. Because again, they want to hit you with those. Well, let me just read this in English. It says the first release of the Fed Now service will provide baseline functionality that will support market needs for a range of use cases, including those growing in demand, such as account-to-account, ATA, A2A transfers, and bill pay. So what is that? Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all those things are going to be eradicated, and it's going to be through the Fed Now, 24/7. That's what they call it, 24/7, every day of the year, instant payments. But it's going to be monitored instantly through that AI. You know, it's going to be all 20. There ain't going to be a nigga behind the counter or a computer watching your transactions. Now it's going to be AI. They're going to be, because that's why the CBDC is going to be programmable. Well, now this is the first phase of it, the first step to lead to that. Go ahead, up.
Going back into gradualism, it says a degree of something rising by stages, arranged by degrees, taking place by degrees. But the point is, a degree of something rising by stages. All right, so we see the stages being set in place.
That's another word for phases. Stages, phases, same thing. Yeah.
And the point in what Revelation 13 and 16, all right, that word causa, which is the Greek word poieo, all right, it goes into basically to prepare, all right. This is what we see Esau Edom. He's preparing, all right, the world, all right, for these different stages, going to the way of gradualism. I want to bring out this quick precept too. Luke 21 and verse 29. And he spake to them a parable, behold, the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of yourselves that summer is now at hand. All right, so we see that that summer is now at hand. All right, all these prophecies, all right, they're all starting to come together even more and more as we see the second coming of our Lord. All right, this is all ushering in, all right, the second coming of our Lord, and we're also getting ready to see what this MOTB system be implemented, all right, throughout the four corners of the earth.
Which is, this is why it's a CBDCs is worldwide. Central bank there's central banks in every country. That's how they get money. That's how the government is able to function, because they get money from those central banks. You know, man, this was years ago. Remember, I had that list of all the central banks, countries that you think that are against the beast system. Man, guess what? They got central banks owned by the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. You know, all the Oppenheimers. You know, those are the niggas that own the banks. And guess what? Iran got one. North Korea got one. All right, all these nations got one, man. Damn, I wish I still had that paperwork, but pretty much every country, literally, well, not pretty much every country got a central bank. But that's how they're able to fund the country. You know, pay the government and pay the banks that operate on their land. Go ahead.
It goes show you like each one of those countries is basically a business.
Exactly.
It's a corporation. Because anytime you want to start a business, you gotta go to the bank,
get a loan,
give you a loan,
right.
bam. So it goes show you like Oda's been saying for years that America is just a corporation.
Yeah.
Not just America, all these other countries too. Because like the brother says, the central bank in every country, and the banks need that money to be able to basically start them off so they can buy, sell, trade. So all these countries is basically just a business, man. You know.
Yeah, because you wonder, or because the president, I think here in America, the salary is $400,000 a year. Well, who's paying them that? It ain't the government. Where they get that money? It's the central bank, the Fed. In this case, the Federal Reserve. Go ahead.
I got some fast because the brothers going to Leon spoke about the stages, and he went to the word what was it, gradualism? Gradualism, all right, stage phases, all right. So 2 Ezra 4 verse 37 says, by measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. So, you know, everything that's happening is according to the plans of the Lord, all right. The speed this man is moving, what y'all said, July 1st.
Yep.
All right, that was all calculated. All right, because the Lord got a set time, set measure that all these, you know, it's all plans of the Lord. July 1st, then whatever they got planned after that, that's all calculated, it's all measured, because all this leads to what? The coming of the Lord. All right, so all this stuff is strategically measured by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All these dates they get those dates from the Lord, whether they know it or not. You know, the Lord planned all this. So it says, by measure, he measured the times, because the Lord is measuring this out. When he's going to send his son Yahweh Shai. Okay? It says, and he does not move, no stir them until the set measures be fulfilled. All right? So those set measures are being fulfilled now. Now, this is time. That's why you're seeing them now basically uprooting this current financial system, getting rid of the dollar, putting the Fed now in a place. You know, so this is that set measures now being fulfilled. That's why Esau is moving so fast. So real quick, I'm gonna read down. So it says, verse 46 says, so he answered me and said, go thy way to a woman with child, and ask of her when she hath fulfilled her 9 months, if her womb may be kept with birth any longer within her. So what's happening is that the scriptures say he knows that he have but a short time. So we hitting to that 9-month period, right, with that child being ready to deliver, and you can't hold it back no more. So that's why he has to put in places these systems, Fed now and the CBDC.
And this shit came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Even though we've been saying it for a long time, but then all of a sudden, Fed now's coming July. Like, when does that ever happen?
Exactly. Like, just out of nowhere.
Right.
Like, you ain't say, this will be coming in a couple years. No, it just
3 months sporadically. He got 3 months to warn you.
Exactly. You know, and he's doing that purposely because he's a hunter. You know what I'm saying? He's doing that purposely, so it's like in 3 months we're gonna have the Fed now erected. So you know that's just how he's moving, because we watching, like bro said, we watching, man. The masses of the people is gonna come as a snare upon him, because they don't know what the hell a Fed now is. They probably ain't even heard of it, unless they watching us or something, you know.
Yeah, watching conspiracy theories on the internet, but the majority, overwhelmingly amount of the population have no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
Because it's ignorant. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. They don't care. Shit. They still able to go to the store and get money, buy food and shit. But it's gonna come like a thief in the night. Just like we were trying to explain to Jake. I grow my tomatoes and got chickens. Nigga, that ain't gonna help nothing. That ain't gonna get you anywhere. If anything, they're gonna put a target on you. Somebody gonna want them chickens and tomatoes shit. Go ahead.
Yep. Verse 4 and 41 says, "Then said I know, Lord, that she cannot." All right. So Esau, he can't hold back, because ultimately, the Most High got the spirit on him to do what he's doing. It says, "And he said unto me, in the grave, the chambers of souls are like the womb of a woman. For like as a woman that travaileth maketh haste to escape the necessity of the travail, even so do these places haste to deliver those things that are committed unto them." And what's committed? The prophecies. "My word shall not return unto me void." Revelation 13:16, he called it all. So that has to happen. That has to come to pass. And now we see in the steps that he's put in place so that prophecy can be fulfilled. Revelation 13:16. It says, "From the beginning, look, what thou desirest to see, it shall be showed thee. Then answered I and said, If I have found favor in thy sight, and if it be possible, and if I be meet thereof, show me then whether there be more to come than is past, or more past than is to come. What is past I know, but what is for to come I know not. So show me these prophecies." Okay, and the Lord has revealed these things unto us. He showed us, through the Spirit by the word. It says, "And he said unto me, Stand up upon thy right side, and I shall expound a similitude unto thee." It's like a similitude unto thee. "So I stood and saw, and behold, a hot burning oven passed by before me, and it happened that when the flame was gone by, I looked, and behold, the smoke remained. After this, and when the stormy rain was past, the drops fell. Now consider," verse 50. "Then said he unto me, Consider with thyself, as the rain is more than the drops, and as the fire is greater than the smoke. But the drops and the smoke remain, so the quantity which is past did more exceed." So what it's saying is a lot of things is happening. As the rain is more than the drops, okay, and as the fire is greater than the smoke, so the fire went by, but the only thing that remains is the smoke. Okay, so a lot of things are happening. We are the only ones that can really see it. Now, that's a strategic thing. People don't see it because they only just see the smoke.
Right.
They don't see the fire, the groundwork that's taking place.
There's a term called smoke screen. Just mean like a distract.
Exactly.
Because when the smoke's in your eyes, like, you can't see and shit. That's why firefighters, they gotta wear the goggles and shit, or not the goggles, but the helmet, so they can see it when they rush into the burning building. So that the smoke screen is to confuse the people, or to keep them in the dark, so to say. We see through the. We got the gog. We the firemen. So the spiritual firemen. We see through that smoke. We see the fire.
Exactly. We see the fire, but they only see the smoke.
What should be here?
2 Ezra 4:50. All right.
You got more on that?
Just two more verses.
Okay.
Oh, you got something quick?
No, I got a video I want to put up.
I got a quick one then to go with your reading.
Because real quick, this is from that same website. It's a 3-minute video, pretty much going into how it's going to work. But go ahead.
Just a quick one to go with the brother. 1 Corinthians 13:12. "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known." So that's like the brother going into. We don't know these things. We don't fully know how things are going to progress, but it's going to be made more clear as the time progresses.
Just like back, 5 years ago, we didn't know exactly how the chip was going to come. Now we can clearly see it. We see this nigga implementing shit every day it is all into the implementation of it. But back then, it was a different time. It was a complete different time. There was no talks about the term CBDC didn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit existed. But now it's clear to those that can see. Go ahead.
He got it real quick. In the GMT, Amos 3:7. In the GMT, whatever the Lord Yahweh power plans to do, he tells his servants, the prophets. The plans of Yahweh shall reveal to the prophets. So we can see right through it. That's why those, we're getting a download from on high. What's going on. The Lord is revealing. He's getting, as it was in Jeremiah 49, we saw very well, the Lord is revealing to us the plans.
So the last two verses, verse 51. "Then I prayed and said, May I live, thinkest thou, until that time? Or what shall happen in those days?" So he asked an angel, basically, will I live, all right, to see, basically the prophecy that's happening. He answered me and said, As for the tokens whereof thou askest me, I may tell thee them in part, but as touching thy life, I am not sent to show thee, for I do not know. Because think about it.
As if even the angels pay grade.
Exactly, because if you get to the basic conclusion of the matter, if he was to say, yeah, you're gonna live to see these things, then he would know the day and the hour when the Lord will come. And what Yahushua said, the angels in heaven don't even know. My Father only. So that's why he told him, is you gonna live to see this? I don't know that, because basically then he would be able to say, yeah, then he would know the time the end of the world would end. You know, so he told me, I don't know that, but I will tell you, show you the tokens,
the signs,
but I can't tell you if you're gonna live to see it. But we know through reincarnation, he's gonna be here, but the angel couldn't tell him.
Ezra, he wanted the end to come back then. Like, why can't the Lord bring all the people for the judgment now? You got more on that?
No, it was it. But he gave the parable of the woman. The other baby.
Exactly. Like, they can't bring them all. Yep.
All at once.
Alright, so let me play this video and what's positive throughout. There we go.
In today's fast-paced world, time is money. More people, businesses, and organizations are demanding instant payments. That's why the Federal Reserve is developing the FedNow service, a safe and efficient instant payments
Fair use.
structure that will modernize the U.S. payment system. The FedNow service will give financial institutions the opportunity to innovate, enabling their customers to send and receive money in seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Funds will settle between financial institutions in real time, which means there's no buildup of interbank obligations, and end users will have access to the funds in seconds. How will the FedNow service work? Imagine the owner of a coffee shop is running low on coffee beans and needs to schedule a quick delivery. She places an order, and the coffee bean company sends her a request for payment. She responds to the request for payment and pays for the coffee beans right then and there through an app from her credit union, which uses the FedNow service. Once she
So like we were mentioning earlier, they're gonna get rid of Cash App, all them apps, Zemo, Velo, all that shit going away, bro. People gonna be trying to use it. That shit, the app's not even gonna open one day. But if brothers want to tell me to stop it, just let me know.
And like I was telling the brothers, all through convenience.
Yep.
A faster way. That's how they sell
Instant.
it to you.
Yep.
Yeah, like bro, you when you go to Walmart or whatever, you swipe your card. That ain't quick enough for you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But they's trying to sell, oh, it's faster. You don't got to worry about this and this and that. But he just setting you up to
dupe you.
Exactly.
To get on board or be left in the wind, so to say.
Part of his deception.
Mm-hmm.
That he saw his
Convenience, yeah.
been sent out to do and that's how he's going to deceive people. Because it talks about, I believe it talks about that in Revelation 20, where it says, and then that we're deceived to get in the mark.
Yep.
Because a part of that causes all is a part of it, there's deception in that causes of everyone.
Paint the picture like there's no other choice. There's about a minute and a half.
payment. Her credit union screens the payment and sends an ISO 20022 complaint payment message, either directly or through a service provider to the FedNow service over the Federal Reserve's FedLine network. The FedNow service instantly validates the payment message and passes it along to the coffee bean supplier's bank. In real time, the supplier's bank confirms to the Fed.
And what they're not telling, because again, this is on their website. What they're not telling you is that the Fed now has the power to stop that payment if they see fit. It's instantaneous, but that's because the AI is running it. It ain't people behind the desk, like we mentioned earlier. Because so pretty much what they're really doing is they're getting rid of the banks. That's what they're doing, because it's all going to be through the Federal Reserve now, which is
service that it intends to accept the payment. And the FedNow service debits and credits the master accounts of both the shop owners and the coffee bean suppliers' financial institutions, or the master accounts of their correspondents. The FedNow service also immediately sends a payment message with an advice of credit to the supplier's bank and notifies the shop owner's credit union the settlement is complete. Finally, the supplier's bank credits the supplier's account in near real time, making the funds available. The supplier's bank will have the option of sending a confirmation to the shop owner's credit union that the payment has been posted to the supplier's account, providing the coffee shop owner with certainty that the payment was received. The FedNow service will be designed to be flexible and support a broad range of potential use cases. Banks, credit unions,
part of
and
that deception is the flexibility of this system that's getting ready to come.
Which is what they're not telling you is the programmability of it. That's the flexibility. Yeah, they can flexibility your ass is what you can and can't buy, you know, because that's he pretty much being the watch guard of what you can and can't buy of your payments, you know. And this is all tying up to the market of the beast, because what social credit score, carbon footprint, all this is going to take that artificial or autonomous intelligence. All that's going to be accounted or taken account when they allow you to buy or sell. That's why the scriptures say that they that didn't have the mark could neither buy nor sell. Roughly paraphrasing. Because why? Because Fed now, you know, they're gonna be able to monitor your shit in real time. Like they said, this is on their website. They're gonna be able to monitor it in real time and stop the payments if need be. Even if you got the chip, they still gonna be able to stop your payments. So how much more if you don't got it?
industry providers can use it as a springboard for innovation to support a range of applications such as account-to-account transfers and bill pay.
Cash apps.
For example, now imagine it's after hours and the shop owner gets a reminder that her car insurance bill is due today. She may be able to avoid a late fee by initiating a bill payment in her credit union app and selecting to pay it now. Later, she repays a friend for a pizza they shared using an app provided by her credit union that clears and settles through the FedNow service.
And they've been had these apps already in place in China. What is it? There's another one as well. I can't remember the name, but these apps already.
Programming of it
Yep.
has already been established.
Yeah, the blueprint's laid, and they've been perfecting it for years now. So this ain't nothing new.
With this service, banks and credit unions can remain competitive by offering the type of payment options customers increasingly expect in today's fast-paced world. The FedNow service will support flexible adoption, allowing financial institutions the option to work with aggregators, processors, and correspondents to adopt the service.
So pretty much
Banks and
everything.
credit
They're encompassing everything. The FedNow is literally something to encompass any transaction, period. No matter if it's a private or commercial, it doesn't matter. You got to go through them, and they got to approve it. So
will set of FedNow capabilities or sign on as a receive-only participant. The initial launch of the FedNow service will focus on core clearing and settlement capabilities. Additional features will be released in phases to meet evolving industry demands and changes in technology. Get ready for the FedNow service. Learn more at fednow.org.
get ready for the devil's wrath. That's what they should have said. Go ahead, though, brothers.
If I can grant Revelation 12 and 12, Bible show.
That was on their website.
Get ready for the Fed now, right? This is his wrath, where he's going that draconian speak as a dragon, all right? Because he's going to be very harsh, all right, with this technology. He's going to be to control everything, what you can buy and what you can't buy, all right? So Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, ye that dwell in them, all right? And ye heavens, that's us. Rejoice, because this is, man, we're happy. We're not sitting back like, oh man, it's coming. Like shit, we wanted to come fast, man, all right? It says, therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Okay? You got my God.
I'll just go back because you was in 2 Corinthians 4. I want to read verse 28. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 28. It says, but as concerning the things, I'm just going to get to a point. 2 Corinthians 4, verse 28. But as concerning the things where thou asked me, I will tell thee, for the evil was sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. You know, you go into signs and seasons, you know, so ultimately plays out as we open up, going into, it plays out in gradually, you know, as the Lord said, you know, in Exodus 23rd chapter, which is concerning the Hamites who was gathered to pretty much go to our Holy Land. The Lord said to destroy them little and little, you know, and that's what the Lord's doing now. He's really destroying Esau by little and little, you know, letting him, you know, get to a point where he's thinking he's about to fulfill his belly. All right, that's why at the same time, the Lord says he's going to cast a fear upon him. You know, but again, going to how things are playing out, you know, things play out in order. That's what they say, let all things be done decent in order. You know, there's no skipping steps, you know, because you go into Wisdom Psalm 12 chapter, which King Solomon was referring to, Exodus 23rd chapter, about it's not that the Lord couldn't take this man out in one punch, you know, it's just because he's destroying them little and little. He's bringing judgments upon his place little and little, you know, so these things gradually coming out.
is a sign of the Lord destroying this place little and little, because once this chip's made mandatory, you know what's next is thermal missiles. You know, so the end game for Esau ultimately, as the Lord wanted to put in heart on him like he did Pharaoh to be hardened, Galatians 12 and 12. That's going to be the same time the Lord executes great judgments on this place. You know?
And this is all these things that he's concocting, which is all ultimately the will of the Heavenly Father. It's all leading, well, like what the brother just mentioned, that chip. Guess what? Before the Lord returns, it's going to be chaos, death, and destruction. That's why Esau got that saying, chaos out of destruction. He creates the chaos so he can bring in his order through his legislations, and the people in their eyes, he's justified because there's a problem that he's fixing, and he's gonna come with the solution that he's already concocted because he was the one that created the problem. That's like a nigga burn your house down and come with the fire truck. That ain't he created the problem. You know what I'm saying? Just so he can be seen as the hero, and that's what Esau is doing to get the majority of our people. He created a problem, and he's gonna come with a solution. Like he said with the jump shot, Joe Biden got up on that stage and said, "You don't have to die. Just take the juice." Go ahead.
Real quick precept. This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Mm-hmm.
Though he pretend to help thee.
Pretend to help thee.
Yep.
He ain't really helping you, man. He just wants you to look at him a certain type of way. Oh yeah, he's my help. You know, he's there for me. He loves me.
He's bringing it forth, that adversity.
Mm-hmm.
All right, famines.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
He's first on scene, on location. He the first nigga there, you know, to help you. FEMA, there's all these bullshit programs that he got. They always Esau always the first one there on scene.
Yeah. It's like the C-19, the jab. Here you go. Oh, Operation Orb Speed. We're gonna get a jab for you. In no time. So, you know,
Trust the science.
So he was there. You know, as soon as that situation transpired, he was there with a jab for you.
Yeah, which they trying to brush it under the rug, but it's come out on even mainstream media. The gain of function. All right, they created a problem, and then they were there with the solution to jump shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they created that shit, and the main thing was because it wasn't really motherfuckers was dropping dead from sickness, illness. It was all psyop.
Exactly.
The fear is more powerful than the actual disease, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at all of these people dropping dead. Now they really dropping dead. Go ahead.
It says, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Yeah, because him, when he come with his device, he really gonna get you condemned. You think he come to help you? Oh, yeah, exactly. You're gonna be able to buy and sell. But this man is, once you take his mark, you condemn, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you done, bro. You know.
You know, and even prior to the destruction, you're already finished. Your brother read it a little bit ago that he coming down with great wrath. You know that he has an agenda, man, and what he's about to do upon the earth. If what he's done already isn't enough proof to show you what he's capable of, then
you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, a lot of y'all, man, he's gonna bring you into this thing, and then you're gonna be cut. You're gonna be suffering regardless.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this chip and still suffer.
Hey, well, read that again where it said undermines.
Yes.
Sirach 12 and 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Yep. So this is the verb undermine, or on the online etymology dictionary, the verb undermine. It says render unstable by digging at the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
This is the big point though right here. It says the figurative sense, injured by invisible, secret, or dishonorable means. That's the deception. He's gonna do it by invisible, secret means. That's the secret societies. All that. Well, guess what? This is his devices. All right. This is his agenda, his enterprise, so to say. As Job's, what is that? Chapter 5, I believe, or 19. One of those. It talks about their enterprise. You know, but this is how he's trying to injure you. Because let's say he gonna undermine thee, and how's he gonna undermine you? By secret, dishonorable means. Pretending to help you. That's dishonorable. If somebody come pretend to help you and really they got an alternative agenda, that's dishonorable. But that's how Esau works. If you didn't know, you know, he's a cunning hunter, a man of the field. This is how that's his tactic 101. That's nature to him. Just like you don't have to teach a fish to swim, you don't got to teach the devil to be the devil. It's just in them to be dishonorable. Or like the scripture say, can you make a clean thing out of an unclean thing? Well, that nigga is not unclean. He's wicked. You can't make can you change the spots on a leopard? No. They created like how the Lord created them to be. Like a donkey was created to be a donkey, right? You don't act like an elephant. Just like the wicked was created to be the wicked. The Lord, it said, the scripture said, yea, he created all things, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Mm-hmm.
They playing that role perfectly. Shit. We get a man a hand. Good, yeah.
Hey man, I got a quick appreciate about Rashad. Like the brothers was found on, will show you this man's a devil. What that word you went to, undermine?
Undermine, yeah.
All right, show you this man's a devil. What it meant again, brother Rashad?
The main point is injured by invisible, secret, or dishonorable means.
Exactly, deception.
Yep.
Secret or dishonorable means. So real quick, Ephesians 6:11, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles, which is symbolic to what the brothers, undermine, the wiles of the devil. Go show you, because that's how he's moving, that he may undermine me. Undermine me. That's the devil, man.
But he's gonna be pretending to help you at the same time, bro. But then, like, when you gotta be listen with it, we able to read spirits at this point. But if there's a so-called white man and you get the Edomite vibe off of him, he ain't helping you to help you, bro. You gotta what this nigga trying to get, Yeah, he gonna, cause Esau in his nature hates you. If you think he gonna come out of the goodness of his heart, he gonna come help you? Shit, he don't even help his own people. You think he gonna help you? No, he like the scripture said, he pretend to help you. He can undermine you, man. Cause that's the facade he puts on. He's pretending to help you, so that you don't even notice that he's undermining you.
You let your guard down.
Yep.
He got to get you to put your guard down.
Mm-hmm. And then what's going to be the main thing? The convenience of this new system that's coming, man. That's how he's gonna undermine you and pretend to help you. But
verse 18 it says, he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. And that's what this devil's gonna do. Man. Yeah, he's gonna see. Y'all should have came to us before. He's gonna shake his head, sit there like you the fool. When he put you in that predicament to come to him. To have to put yourself in a situation to where now you're compromising yourself just to be a part of this nigga's system.
Well, that's what he wants. He wants you to sell out just like his forefather did. Yep. That's what it's all about. He wants you to sell out just like his forefather did. He wants some get back. And the words of Edom himself, I want some get back.
Yep. That's why he's gonna call a lot of you Israelites to get this thing, man. But it said also. And change his countenance, man. So this devil, once you do take it, this nigga is gonna become a whole demon on you, man.
Because he got you in a contract now.
Yeah, or he'll fake it too.
Because keep reading that. Yeah, keep reading. That was the last verse of the chapter.
Oh, that was it. Okay, because there's one scripture. What's that? 12th chapter.
Yep.
Where is it? Might be in that chapter. It says that he'll pretend to cry with you or something like, or pretty much he'll faint. He'll play the role, man.
Yeah. Verse 16 says, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. Mm-hmm. He will weep with his eyes."
There it is.
But if
what they call it, crocodile tears, man. Yep. He'll pretend to weep with you, man. This nigga's a devil, man. And we here to tell you about him. Don't trust the devil. Never trust. Well, in that same time, never trust thine enemy. Cause this is why you don't trust him. He pretends to help you, and you come home, your dog got shot. This nigga shot him earlier today, but now he over there consoling you. Got his order. He's gonna be alright. Yeah, that nigga, he's a devil, man.
That's why it's all a form of worship, man. Yep. That's why he's censoring videos, controlling what we say and whatever the case may be. Because we here telling you, look, don't worship this man. Don't believe him. You feel what I'm saying? And us out there basically casting down imaginations and getting rid of those enchantments, we stopping people, which they like, stopping them from believing on him. And he don't like that, man. He needs people to believe in him. He needs people to worship him, because that's what's going to give him that power.
Yeah, he wants people to believe on him without question.
Exactly.
Just trusting him. I just go with it. That's why they call it the herd mentality. Mm-hmm. They even said that during the whole fake, you know, the scamdemic, where they said it was herd immunity. Yeah, all right. They were alluding to something there, but it was nothing about no immunity. They were saying you people are sheep. You know what I'm saying? Like that in that movie Agora. Yeah, the dudes in the marketplace, the Agora, and he's like, "Bah, people are like sheep." But keep going on that.
It says, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Yep, that ain't enough for him. He wants your soul. You know what I'm saying? Cause hey, he saw Edom. What the scripture say? Since thou hast not hated blood, this nigga eat bloody meat. Trust me, I know a nigga, Edomite nigga that loves the sight of blood. I'm gonna get into no details, but the devils, that's not enough for them. They want you to sell again. They want you to sell out, just like their forefather did, man. And that's the most grimiest nigga of all time. Esau himself, he didn't give a shit about his own people, his own lineage. He sold them all out for a morsel of meat, you know, which the soup, pottage, lentil soup. Go ahead.
That was it on that. And it goes back to the verses already.
Got it. Yeah, so that's the point, though. You know, this you can't trust this devil, man. He'll pretend, he'll fake with you. He'll kill your father and go to the funeral with you and pretend to cry. Shit. But this is what his final tactic is going to be. The same thing he's been doing. But now he's about to turn it up to the point where, because, you know, now they got so much, his own internet has got so much information out of there. That's where they have to censor it, misinformation, all this bullshit. This is why he's going to come down with the hammer. He don't give a shit what you think anymore. At this point, he know he's been exposed and he don't care. At this point, he going guns blazing. He going out guns blazing to the point where he going to fight the Lord when he returns. Knowing damn well he can't fight against it. That's why the Lord is going to put the spirit on him to fight. I would say they were afraid, but durst fight.
A quick one. It says Sirach 10:8, or Ecclesiastes 10:8 says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's what we're realizing, you know, is going to the transition period of this kingdom, which is now ran by Edom, to the next kingdom, right, which is belongs to so-called names that kingdom of the Americans, the Israelites, on the Abash Mashai, the house of David. You know, all these things the devil's doing is also going to make himself richer. You know, that's what it says, the stumbling block of their iniquity. As Scripture talk about, the love of money is root of all evil. That's that snare. You know, this whole thing is, as Scripture say, the rich man's wealth is his strong city. You know, but that's why the Lord said in that day, you know, going to gold and silver is not going to be able to deliver you. You know, there's no ransom you can give to add to the time that you've been given to rule. That's why going to quote it, Revelation 12:12. He knows he has but a short time. How is it in your kingdom you have a doomsday clock? You know, why is it that you're so infatuated with the end and the destruction of this world? Because you know that end of all this, you're not going to be able to rule no more. You know, because that's how history tells us. That's the story of history. Every kingdom has its time to rise, and every kingdom has time to fall. So what America is no different. You know, but all this stuff that you see here is his last ditch effort. So going into him, even find the Lord in the heavens, that's how far he's going to take you. You know, so going to not trust your enemy. All right, this man is a sore loser. You can't trust somebody to lose inside, because why? Because he's going to do everything he can to get over you.
It's like you put this, because he's known as the serpent. What happens when you back a serpent or a snake into the corner? They strike. This is where Esau's at. He's in the corner and he coiling up and he about to, and there's that and he gonna use that venom, that poisonous venom, which we brought out of camp. What was it Psalms? Damn, let me find it real quick. What said the poison was in his lips? Yep. Oh, let me get it. I think it was like Psalms 140, something like that. Real quick. Poison. This is Psalms 140. Yep, 140 and verse 3. It says, they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison, which is a poisonous snake, adder's poison is under their lips. There you go. They about to strike and infect anybody they can. But what? That happened in the wilderness. It was, remember, and what was the remedy? That staff that they made. With the serpent, you know, yep, which is the modern day medical symbol. But what? With the modern day one, it's Yahushua. That's the only way you're going to be able to get rid of that poison. you know, through Yahushua. Because the scriptures say, as Moses lifted up the staff, so shall the Son of Man be. That's the because that Jake was literally getting healed by just looking at that staff that they made, specifically on the request of the Lord. So now it's through Yahushua, man. Go ahead. You got more on that?
No, that was it. You know, going to the, you know, the under this tongue, going into that poison, you're going to a serpent, going to really venom, being a neurotoxin. You know, when they bite you, they leave you alone. You know, they let the venom do its
They
thing.
know you dead.
You know, and that's what Esau's about to do with the wicked of our people. You know, whether leave you for dead. You know, because you trust him. You know?
One animal that does that, Komodo dragon.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all they gotta do is just bite you, and then it'll just follow you. Yeah, it'll follow you for miles and miles because it knows you getting ready to drop dead.
And then he eats you.
Yeah, then he eats you. You know.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 55, and verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil.
That's all this fancy talk. Fed now. The brothers put the commercial up on there. That's all that fancy, all that smooth talk, man. What is your true agenda, bro? You feel me? Like, what is it that you really want to do? All this fancy talk. We the elect, man. The Lord has open our eyes. We see past all that BS, man. That you putting up, trying to sell us your new world order, your new system. You know, yeah, those are just smooth words, but we know, man, what your true intentions are. All right.
Yeah, very deceptive. You know, that's how, you know, a serpent moves. All right.
Subtle.
Subtle.
The most subtle. The Lord described them as the most subtle beast of the field. That's Esau Edom. You know, you go into those words, subtle, cunning. It all ties back. Oh, that old serpent. This is him. That's that nigga. You know, go ahead.
I had a quick one. Yeah, because you going to Esau's fancy words, going back to Surah 13, verse 11, it says, affect not to be made equal unto him in talk, and believe not his many words. You know, because that's the sign of a liar. You know, it's a sign of a man. You know, going to Yahushua, the example about the dude getting those talents, the nigga pulled up, and he started making a bunch of excuses. You know, that's a man you shouldn't believe. You know, because truth is straight to the point. You know, so why does Esau have to go all this, you know, circumventing to tell you what he's really trying to do? You know, it says, for with much.
Yeah, and real quick, that's how you know that this devil's education system is bullshit. Cause they got whole books on simple shit that you can synopsis in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They got a whole course that you got to take for 18 weeks when you can learn that shit in 30 minutes. Cause it's all bullshit. It's filibuster. You know, it's just like the same thing. If this nigga is beating around the bush, then this nigga might not be honest to you. Shit. You'll distract you and fill your mind with so many details, you don't even know what the fuck you're learning anymore.
Yeah.
Or what the hell the whole moral of the story is anymore. Because he went on so many tangents, and, you know, filling you with so many words, you don't know what the hell you're listening to anymore.
But the people that's cutting you or rebuking you, you look at them as evil.
Yeah.
You look at them as evil, like they're evil. But like the brother said, the nigga that's giving you all the words, be around the bush, you really think he caring for you? He's just fluffing you. It's just, you know.
And the term Apostle Barrow is like called circumlocution. Yeah, going in circles. You know.
Real quick, Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And that's what Esau has done, man. You know, he'll have you running a rat race, running in circles, like the brother just said, that circumlocution. He'll talk you in them circles, making you think that you somehow get things are getting better in this loop that you're stuck in.
And you didn't, and that's the shit. You don't, all them words and you don't know nothing. You didn't learn nothing.
Right.
When if you could have just been concise and you would have learned what you needed to know.
Yeah. That's Esau's, you know, learning curriculum in general.
Deception, and really it's deception, you know, to get his agenda across, man. Keep people confused. And that's part of it. That's how he was able to deceive the nations, man. This nigga got an explanation for everything. You know, the trees breathe because 18 minutes later, you know what the fuck you're listening to. You know, just watch the National Geographic channel or the Discovery Channel. They going so deep, but it's like, damn, nigga,
They trying to explain why the fish is swimming. It's like, what the fuck? Nigga, the fish just swims. You should have just said that, but now this nigga telling you what all this bullshit, man. You know? The Lord was always straight and to the point. And you read the Gospels, even when he was brought in front of Pontius Pilate, he didn't give him a whole paragraph. He didn't give him simple words, simple responses. And that cuts even more. Like you mentioned, that cuts even more. Simple, concise responses, that cuts even more. The fewer words you use, the more power they hold. Because you got 800 words that you just threw at somebody. But 800 words to 8 words. Which one is going to be more impactful? Those 8 words somebody can remember. 800 words, they don't remember a goddamn thing you just told them.
That's why you look at Esau's contracts, there's mad wording.
Yep.
You know,
Fine print. All this bullshit. It's to confuse you, man. To keep you from the main point. It's like brother just said, them contracts, 18,000 pages long, is to get you from the actual point. Yo, this. Come on, man. Just what is it? What's the contract for? You know, but no, he wants you, which most people don't even read contracts, period. But that's the point. That's why they do that, you know. Go ahead. You have more on that, Mario?
No, that was it on that.
Yeah, it's finishes. Sirach 13, verse 11. Affect not to be made equal unto him in talk, and believe not as many words. You know, and that's why it says, also Ecclesiastes, it says, it talks about many books, but it's also be weariness to the flesh, and it get wore out with all the words. It says, for with much communication will he tempt thee. And a perfect example you think of is a car salesman, you know? And that's what Esau is. He's ultimately a car salesman.
Yeah, he won't stop talking. They keep talking and talking and talking until the point to where you just
now you signing papers.
Like, whatever, bro.
Show you a picture of his kids on his desk.
So they be me.
That's what he wants.
So they be me. Inside joke.
It says, finish in Sirach 13:11. For with much communication will he tempt thee, because he wants something from you. It says, and smiling upon thee, all right, will he get out thy secrets. You know, so that's what Esau's doing, man. You know, classic car salesman is trying to say something we need. It's that MOT.
Hey, like the scriptures say, let your yea be yea, your nay be nay.
Everything other is wickedness.
Exactly.
Keep it straight, concise, straight to the point, right? But this devil, he's not going to do that. But let me finish off in Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, and that's the ultimate, plan of this devil. All right, he has war in his heart, getting ready to what? They will try and kill you, Jakes. All right, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. All right, he's getting ready to compass the whole world. All right, into a certain way. All right, just based off his many words. All right, this based upon to his many words and how he's going to draw, all right, people, all right, to go towards his NWO.
Selling the nations through his witchcraft. It says,
This too shall pass.
I got something.
Okay.
Mark 8:36. It says, "For what shall profit a man if he shall gain the whole world?" And Esau have the whole world, man. So why is it that he's just so hell bent on he's doing all this groundwork just to put a mark on you, a device underneath your skin, because he wants your soul. It goes to show you that that's more. He got what you want. All right, talking about the elect, the Israelites, the birthright, the promises, everything. But once you take that MOTB, you're forfeiting basically your birthright. All right, you're gonna come back in the kingdom. Of course, the promises won't be disannulled. But this man has the whole world, but he wants your soul. He wants your spirit. It goes to show you that that's everything. All right, because
himself, peoples.
Yep, because he empty. This man's empty, man. This man's he's a devil. So he want your soul, even though he got the whole world. So man, this is what we have. We got to hold fast. We got to keep our integrity. Lord's will, the Lord be with us, and He be with us in the hour of the temptation. So we don't lose our soul, so to say. So I'll read the verse, and somebody brother got it. Mark 8:36. What shall profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Real quick, just on that too. On something you mentioned is Habakkuk 2:5. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell, and is as death. So his desire is his death, man, which is his desire to want to have control over everything, because really he's an inadequate man. Okay, and he's really projecting his insecurities on the world.
This small man complex,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Napoleon.
Yeah. So he entices you to basically obtain these riches by selling your soul, so that he may have it. Because that's what he wants. That's really the last thing that Esau wants, is control over the people, man. Which is what he's doing with this MOTB. Okay, and if you're stupid enough to fall for it, well, a lot of people are stupid and they're gonna fall for it, because what there's like the scripture says, silly women laden with iniquity. You know, the majority of Israelites are silly, man. Y'all stupid. Y'all unwise, man.
Tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. This nigga say this, then you'll believe it. Next week he'll say another thing, you'll believe it. So, and that's the main thing that he wants. He don't care about anybody else except for the Israelites. And he's willing to take casualties with it, even if it happens to be his own people. That's his main objective, to get back at Israel. Hey, don't blame us, man. You gotta talk to your boy Esau. He the one that sold his birthright. And Jacob just happened to be there when that nigga was hungry. And then supplanted him, you know, supplanted to get his blessing. Hey, that was all through the spirit and power of Yahweh our side, man. Hey, you can do whatever you want, but we understand that you're gonna take the majority of our people. The majority of our people are gonna worship Esau, which is worshiping the beast in his image and receiving his mark.
You have your father the devil, and the will of him will you do.
Yep.
You know, they're gonna. The majority of our people are carnal, man. Just like Esau is carnal, but Esau's made them that way, because really our people are spiritual people. You see it come out of them when they're in dire straits. That spirituality comes out of Jake when they're in tough situations. But for the most part, they've been indoctrinated to be carnal and to only think about carnality, not to even think about the spirit and the fruit of what comes with serving the spirit. You know, serving the spirit. All right. But it's gonna come to a point to where a lot of y'all are gonna fall under this his dominion, so to say. And it's gonna be too late for y'all. There ain't gonna no coming back from that, man. You know, that once you jump off that cliff, ain't no bringing you back. You can be on your way down, falling, and try to take that thing up. Ain't no reverse button on that. Ain't no ejecto, no magic parachute gonna show up on your back to save you, man.
Because you pledge your allegiance. It doesn't matter if you have the chip in you anymore. You can cut your goddamn arm off.
Yep.
You already pledged that you worship the beast in his image. So you receive this mark. So it doesn't matter if you take it out or not. You already you already consciously, your thoughts led you to take it. So now you gotta reap what you sow. Well, you physically took that mark, so it don't matter if you cut your arm off or remove it. You did a conscious decision to take it because you didn't have no faith in the Lord.
That goes into, you can't take back your virginity. You know, you get pierced.
Right.
You know, that's why the Lord called his elect virgins, because they ain't been pierced by this devil and serpent. But everybody else, you constantly took that, the device, you know. So obviously you lost your virginity. You ain't no takebacks, ain't no, because women don't like to count bodies,
Well, the only way out of that, according to the scriptures, is if you cry out. You get raped, and the woman cries out, she gets only the nigga get put to death. But then that's the case in this situation, because we've been defiled when we was in the world, but we're born again.
Hey, I got you.
There you go.
I got you.
See the spirit work?
Hey, I was holding it. The spirit brought it out. St. John 3:5. Yahushua answered, because this is when he was talking to Nicodemus. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of the water and of the spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So, basically, born again, man. All right. The spiritually, Esau is spiritually compromises people. Just going back to, once again, Adam and Eve, he entered into her mind, which going into spiritual fornication. A lot of your minds are already Esau has already got into your minds, man.
You've been mindful.
Exactly.
Say.
With all his psyops and his pandemics, and he motherfucked you, man. You know, he
Violated in all kind of
right.
ways.
Y'all people
But
dumb.
that's the thing with the ones that are serving the Lord, they're gonna cry out. They're sighing and crying. So they'll, you know, they got violated, but they're still made pure through the blood of the Lamb because they cried out, you know. And so that'll lead for them to be delivered, you know, justified, because that again, that, you know, there's two or three examples of that. The woman that don't cry out, she gets killed with him. That's the 2/3 of our people. They ain't crying out. They going along with it. So even that case of rape, you know, that people like to hit on, that's even spiritual in itself too, because that's what it's gonna come down to. You either cry out to the Lord or don't. That means you got to be put down with the violator, you know, the violator and the violee, you know, whatever they call it, the victim. They both get put down because you didn't cry out.
Exactly. You just let it happen.
Yep.
A woman that sit there and just let it happen, you
Don't stop.
You know what I'm talking about. You just like, stop. Why are you taking them? No, you let him.
Right.
Yeah, you let him do that to you.
Next thing you know, she say, make me feel good. But what the woman that's really, because that is going into a betrothed woman, you know, a woman that's been promised. So we've been promised. So you got to cry out, man.
I got something back in brothers up. And also too, bringing it back full circle, the brother Ash had brought out the Fed now. Real quick, this is 2 Thessalonians 2. And I'm gonna start at verse 10, but I want to get this word here, receive. It says misled in the etymology. It says misled by false appearance or statement. So that's what this see here is going to do. It's going to mislead majority of our people, because that's a false appearance of safety. That's a false appearance of salvation. That's what the see here is. You know, that's what he wants that to be for Jake. You know, it says verse 10, 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth. And this is why we out here prophesying and telling you, Jakes, this is what's getting ready to happen. You know, but you don't receive the truth. You don't want the truth. You know, it says that they might be saved. It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion. And that's what you, Jason, is getting ready to believe, man. You getting ready to believe that the see here, okay, this whole, you're going to go all the way with the Fed now. You're going to go all the way with the whole thing, man. All the way till taking actually putting your hand out there like John the Revelator seen and receiving of that mark, man. It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. All right? So that's what this thing is about, man. That's why the scriptures say the fool have said in his heart that there is no God. See, Esau even present himself as your savior, your God, Jacob. You see? So the Lord is giving you a strong delusion to believe that shit, man. You know? Since that's what you want to be, that's what you want to cleave onto. The scriptures say, woe to him that go down to Egypt, man. All right? Last verse.
The strength of Egypt.
Right. Verse 12. For there are many, right? Verse 12, it says, this is the last precept, it says, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And that's why, like the brother Ash always goes into too, it don't just come with just denying the see here, all right? Because we're going to be off the grid, most will be those men. But Jake is going to have pleasure in society in that time. He's going to actually be, you know, shit, I got the chip, I'm straight. Fuck what them niggas was talking about. They talking about missiles coming, destruction coming. So because you did not receive the love of this truth, dog, 2/3 of our people are getting ready to be deceived. That's why I opened up with verse 10. With all deceivableness to deceive them who have not received the love of this truth, which you looking at this ministry, you looking at the sacrifice of Yahushua and his men is vain. So you have the blood off our hands, bro. So when the Lord actually caused that famine of the word to come and this destruction come, you Jason's gonna get swept right away with it, man. You know?
With the besom of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Brother's got anything else?
No, I don't got nothing else.
You close that up.
Come, yeah, so Lord, this was edifying. And as always, when you all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Halakadash.
Love once again to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to you, like the Shalom.
Shalom.
Hello.